What is up, everybody? We are back with another video. I've got a couple of different videos that should be popping up over the next couple of days that might make certain types of people feel certain types of ways. I've been out of pocket for a little while. I wasn't going to start making videos again yet. We will talk about the out of pocket thing, but right now I gotta get some stuff off my chest because Jesus, I just gotta get some stuff off my chest. So without further ado, we're gonna get into this video. I've seen the beginning of it, and the ignorance of it is baffling to me. Literally baffling. But it's becoming more and more commonplace. Every time you talk to somebody, something falls out of their mouth that they got from the media or they got from God knows what, and you're just sitting here going like, why? So, without further ado, let's get to it.
You're offensive. Police lives matter?
You have the same sticker.
We're just trying to do school.
What?
Police Lives Matter sticker is offensive. They're being asked to leave the multicultural center because at Arizona State University because they're white. But wait for it. We'll get to it.
You guys have the same sticker of the other.
But this is our space.
We've got a Police Lives Matter sticker and we're getting kicked out. Can't do school.
This is our space. This is our space. And they dwell on this throughout this video clip. This is their space. White people aren't allowed there. I'm pretty sure in 1964 a law was passed that you can't discriminate based on age, sex, gender, race. For people that they're all about inclusion and equal rights. Now they're trying to, what, have their own brand of segregation?
You just said we have to leave.
No, I said you're making the space uncomfortable.
Feel uncomfortable.
If you're white, then you're privileged, guilty by association.
But you're white. Do you understand what a multicultural space? It means you're not being centered.
White's not a
Stay here and preaching at the protest that hatred's the problem, but hating straight men, white folks, and Christians is common. Coca-Cola telling people they should be less white. They preach intolerance, but if you disagree, they fight. There's a race war here, elections based on fear. Black lives only matter once every 4 years.
You're making this space uncomfortable because you're white, but yet they're accusing these white people of being racist. Say that back to yourself a few times. And while we're talking about equal rights, do you realize, like, if we had a national scholarship for Caucasian males, how fast oh my God, they're racist. Or if we had... It baffles me how people across the board, no matter what their race is, that are about equal rights, that don't see that the rights are not equal. They've never really been equal at any point, but now it's popular to discriminate against straight white men? Like, the hell?
No, it's not a culture. It's white is not a culture. Say it.
White is not a culture. Well, technically, I guess you'd be right, because white is made up of what? German, Russian, Scottish, Irish, British. All of those are cultures. But yet, I mean, they say black is a culture despite the fact that black is made up of many different regions, different countries, different backgrounds. So even if you're going to argue that because white is made up of too many different backgrounds, it can't be a culture, then still white is a culture. Like, how is black a culture but white's not a culture? Comment down below, y'all. I know I'm going to get the haters. I know I'm going to get the snowflakes. I don't care. Like, if someone can explain this to me in rational terms, not just, oh, you're racist because you made this video. Okay? That's your opinion. I'm always open to other people's opinions, particularly when they're backed up with facts. If you could come to me with facts, or even clearly and not biasly stating your opinion in a way that I can understand, then I'll gladly make a video about it, explaining the counterpoints, and we'll meet in the middle somewhere. Or we won't. We can agree to disagree. I'm not going to kick you out of my multicultural space because you're offending me.
Into the camera. You think whiteness is a culture?
This is insane.
So anyways, this this is the violence that ASU does, and this is the type of people that they protect, okay? This white man thinks he can take up our...
These two people that are sitting down studying, that you approached, you attacked, you asked to remove themselves from your space while you're standing up with a camera in their face, pacing back and forth. This is violence? You're a college student. Can you define violence for me?
space, and this is why we need a multicultural space, because they think they can get away with this shit.
I'm gonna sit here the whole time and you can find somebody to kick me out.
That's cool. We
We're
will.
not kicking you out. We're asking you to leave if you have any consideration for people of color and are marginalized.
So clearly don't.
If you have any consideration for people of color that are marginalized, you need to leave this space. By doing that, aren't you marginalizing them?
Yeah, the whole rest of the campus, the second floor, the first floor, the whole MU, every single part of the campus centers you. This is the only space that you're not centered, and you're still trying to center yourself, which is peak white cis male bullshit.
Peak white cis male bullshit? Nah, this is peak fake woke multicultural wannabe fucking presumptuous bullshit. That's what this is. What the fuck does their white, male, or cis have to do with anything in this? You took offense to them having a sticker that says Police Lives Matter, which we'll get to later on in the video. But, so which part of them are you marginalizing? Is it that they're white, that they're male, that they're cis? Let me know.
You know, I'm not racist. I'm studying.
Oh, you're not. You are racist. Your sticker is racist because police... That's a job. You can choose to be a police. I don't choose to be black.
Okay. You don't choose to be a police. You choose to be a police officer. Again, with the ignorance of this conversation. Second off, look it up. 12.7% of law enforcement are African American, making up the second largest demographic of all law enforcement in the United States. Despite the fact that only 12.1% of African Americans make up the total population of the United States. So a disproportionate amount of African Americans have chose to be police officers. So where's the basis in your argument? Look, I get it. Racism does exist. I don't live in a freaking vacuum. I don't live with my head in the sand. Racism does exist. And bad cops do exist. I think more often when cops and African Americans come to a head, it gets made about race, and it's typically, at least 50% of the time, it's not about race. There's a certain type of person that strives to get into those positions, and they're usually fairly egotistical and feel like they're going to do what they're going to do because that's just what they can do, and there's nothing you can fucking do about it. Believe me, I know a bunch of cops that were dicks. As a general rule, I don't like cops. But there are a lot of good cops out there. There are. So when you take a group, any group, you say all police are bad because some are bad. All white straight males are bad because some are bad. That's no different than when the KKK says black people are bad because some are bad. Are the KKK right? No, they're fucking horrible. They're a fucking hate group that should have been abolished decades ago. Should have never existed in the first place. But you're doing the exact same thing on the opposite end of the spectrum. And you're too dense to see it.
Okay? No, you can choose to be a cop. You can choose to kill people with a badge, and you're protecting that shit. Which means that...
Do you know the percentage of cops that have fired their weapons in the line of duty? When you do, then you can say these things. Do you know the percentage of law enforcement that have killed someone in the line of duty? And out of those, do you know how many of them were actually bad shootings? You know none of those percentages. You know what the freaking hysterical pumping media likes to put out there to try to divide the races, because when America is united, they're powerful. When they're powerful, they're not scared. And when they're not scared, they don't give up their rights to a tyrannical government wannabe sleepy puppet with a hand up his ass. Stay tuned for my next video. We're getting to that one.
You're racist.
I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to offend you guys.
I know, but this offends us automatically because these people kill people like me and like us, right? So you're promoting our murderers. So please just don't do that.
More African Americans are shot by African American cops than by Caucasian cops. More Caucasians are shot by cops across the board than African Americans. Despite the fact that that a disproportionate amount of African Americans deal with law enforcement on a more regular basis than the percentage of Caucasian people. These are facts, statistics, numbers, not opinions. Look them up.
Thank you.
So why should that bother you?
Because, do you understand that police lives matter was in response to Black Lives Matter?
I pay the same fucking tuition as you.
Yep.
Hold on, but
Yeah, that's fine, and you have...
Stay tuned for a message from Tom McDonald.
Censorship's an issue cause they choose what they erase. There's a difference between hate speech and speech that you hate. I think Black Lives Matter was the stupidest name when the system's screwing everyone exactly the same.
Everywhere, you have...
I'm working 60 hours a week while going to school because my parents don't just give me money. It doesn't.
Yeah, let's talk about white privilege. He's working 60 hours a week while he's going to school. Do you know why you're not working 60 hours a week? Because there's 30% more scholarships available to you because you're a minority than there are to straight white males. But you're about equal rights, right? So they should take that extra 30% of scholarships away and see if you want to work 60 hours a week.
Okay, it doesn't matter, you have the second floor.
My skin doesn't matter to me. Or you. I don't care about what color your skin is.
You can get out of here if you're going to be yelling at people because they're trying.
Contradictions are embarrassing. You know who hates America the most? Americans. Trigger warnings used to be on TV for seizures, and now they're everywhere to protect millennials' feelings. He, she, his, him, hers, them, they. Screw a pronoun, cause everyone's a retard these days.
You can get out of here if you're going to be yelling at people, despite the fact that the chick with the camera's been yelling this entire time.
You're in our space.
We made this fucking space. We had to work for 5 years
Yes,
to
we
make this
did.
space.
We worked for 5 years for ASU to build a multicultural
Yeah.
space.
This was the...
like white supremacist like
we're just
narratives
we're not
about
white
like police lives. Police lives matter is saying police
Yeah, it is.
matter
Yes, it is.
saying
Yeah, it's affiliated with white nationalists.
It is.
They're just
It is affiliated.
Police Lives Matter are affiliated with white nationalists. Y'all are hearing this. Look, this isn't me telling a story. Y'all are hearing this firsthand. The chick that put this out there is the chick saying this crazy shit, which means clearly she feels like the majority of people feel the way she feels. That's scary.
A lot of
and
it
you
is.
guys went out of your way to inconvenience.
Yeah, because this is our space. We fought for this shit for 5 years, since 2016. You have no...
Well, seeing how a normal person goes to college for 2 years or 4 years, how have you been fighting for this space for 5 years? I mean, that group of individuals, that demographic may have been fighting for this space, but that group of individuals, if they've been fighting for this space for 5 years, either they're really bad at college, or they're all going to be doctors. And given the fact that they think you can be a police, I'm going with not doctors.
idea about the labor that was created to create this space, and his...
So we're saying you're...
No, we can't. You're violent, dude.
You don't have that fucking sticker.
We're saying you're...
Yeah, fuck America, bro. America was created on genocide and slavery. Look at his face. Obviously never...
That is the point. That is the...
America wasn't created on genocide. To be fair, it wasn't created on slavery either. Now, it did heavily profit from slavery. That is a fact. But that started with Britain. Actually, I mean, shit, the Greeks, the Romans, I mean, most civilizations throughout history have had slaves. So it really just depends how far you want to go back. But the American slave trade, in and of itself, stemmed from the British slave trade. So if you had someone from Britain attending your school, they're white, but they're a minority because they're not from America, where would they fall in this multicultural space?
Yeah, and the point is that studying, This is not a space just for studying. This is a space for multiculturalism.
We're gonna kill black people. We need to defund and defest in our community. So no, now we're saying. So you're not getting homework done. You're not getting homework done.
You guys are gonna be
We're not getting homework done. You're making people feel uncomfortable. So can you go?
You're not getting homework done because you're concerning yourself with something that had nothing to do with you. Those dudes were sitting there working on their homework, minding their own business. If you weren't so concerned with what other people are doing or other people were feeling or other people were thinking or so hell-bent on impressing your opinions on others, you would have your homework done.
No, it's just that
This is
simple.
crazy to me.
People are feeling
This is
uncomfortable
random.
by your sticker. Just like if I had a this is like
Okay, we're
I
racist.
hate white people thing on. That's the same thing as
point the
this
camera over
police
here.
lives matter. So you're
That's
making
pretty much what you just did. You just told them they're white, so they can't be in your space.
people uncomfortable. You can go.
Seriously, I was just studying. I pay the same fucking tuition as you.
And
This
I
is
asked
just
you
white
for
man
white
telling
things.
black people fuck
You
you,
don't buy this building?
cussing out black people. You just proved yourself.
I'm gonna tell you fuck you, and I'm not saying fuck you because you're black. I'm not saying fuck you because you're a woman. I don't care if you're a lesbian. I don't care if you're the leader of the damn alphabet people. I'm gonna say fuck you because you're a fucking bigot. You're ignorant, you're racist, and you don't care to educate yourself. And you're a sheeple. And those are like 4 things that this country does not need any more of. They don't need any more racism. They don't need any more division. They don't need any more ignorant people. And surely, as long as the media is hell-bent on spinning all the crap that they're spinning, they don't need any more sheeple. Go look up the facts for yourself, educate yourself, and make an informed damn decision. Quit following people around.
Employees.
I don't care where you work for. You can't keep this out of here.
I just told you to shut the fuck up because you're making me feel unsafe in this space.
There's no such white people. There's no such thing as
They're making you feel unsafe because they're sitting there quietly.
reverse racism. So have fun thinking that we are the racist ones. No such thing.
He's not white. He doesn't have to. Just the white.
David.
No, we're not saying white people have to leave.
We never said white people need to go in.
White people have to leave. She just said it. White people have to leave. As the one in the background saying, no, we never said white people have to go. You can't even get your own story straight.
We said
Go to the dean's office. Yeah, this is.
Go to
Go ahead, go to the dean's office.
Go to the
Go
dean's
ahead.
office
You
right
can
now.
learn about this shit.
go Karen.
You can learn about the history. Go ahead, Karen. Go to the
The big black people scared me out. No.
Go ahead, Karen. You're the one being a Karen. You're the one concerning yourself with what other people are doing, other people are feeling, other people are thinking. You. Not him. He wasn't paying you any attention.
We didn't.
You bullied us, Al. But
No, you said you made us feel uncomfortable and you caused a scene. You caused a scene.
You are unaware of history, and it's ridiculous.
I'm unaware of history. I probably have a further degree than any of you in here.
try PhD. So, anyways, we're here. We had to protect the space because ASU wasn't. And you know, like we fought for this space.
Wait, you mean the university that you attend weren't discriminating based on age, sex, race, religion, or sexual orientation? Like the law says that they're not supposed to do? So because they wouldn't discriminate, you felt the need to, right? Okay.
It was years of organizing, and we're not gonna just let some white supremacists change that. So, anyways, that's why we're here. Yeah, they're gonna make a scene and go talk to their Karens and all of that. But you know, it's important to recognize why we have to do that and what a multicultural space means. Because
Multiculturalism means multi-cultures. So by definition, if they're all African, they're not multicultural. I mean, they are, but not the way you view it clearly. So in order to be multicultural, you need multiple cultures. White people being a culture. See where I'm going with this? Fill in the blank.
doesn't mean that, oh, we all come together and hold hands. It means that you provide space and you protect the most marginalized. And shit like that makes this space uncomfortable.
He's threatened us that he will go to the dean. We'll see what he will say to the dean, and we'll see how the dean reacts to this. And now we'll.
I imagine the dean's going to react by telling you can't discriminate based on age, sex, race, religion, or sexual orientation because it's the law.
Who ASU prioritizes students of color, and our only fucking room in this campus are white cis men who are threatening black students by saying police lives matter.
Okay, Police Lives Matter is a statement, not a threat. And again, you're marginalizing white cis men. The fact that you felt the need to break out that they were white cis men shows that you're marginalizing white cis men. So if they'd been white and gay, would it have been different? If they'd have been white chicks, would it have been different? Asking for a friend.
Matter.
Speaking to nobody.
That doesn't matter. Can you leave?
No.
Okay, you don't want to leave. That's fine.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm not.
No, stay there then. And we're saying this is a multicultural space. You're making us uncomfortable, and you're saying you don't want to go.
What?
You're saying you don't want to go.
But
you're just saying
you're not a minority.
We're saying like as
What's your culture, bro?
All right, for the sake of length of this video, we're going to cut this off at this. I'm not even going to put a link to the original video in my description because they don't deserve it. If you want to put it in a YouTube search and go find it, have at it. Obviously, y'all know my opinion on this matter. I'm interested in y'all's. Post in the comments below. I got some serious thoughts about what's going on in Afghanistan and the direct link to this administration. That'll be coming in a video. I had a request about a reaction video. I'm going to try to get to that. I missed some other videos that I want to do reactions to. We're going to be changing some stuff up from time to time. I also want to get a video out there about my absence. That'll be coming up in the future. But until then, y'all keep it dirty side down and be safe.